Live countdown to the iPhone 17 event, release date, specs, prices, and all the last-minute rumors. The big unveiling for the iPhone 17 from Apple is almost here. It's almost time for the iPhone 17 to be out. Apple's awe-dropping event on September 9th could see the company introduce as many as 7 new devices. The iPhone 17, iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Air, iPhone 17 Pro, and iPhone 17 Pro Max are believed to be the most popular. Apple is likely to get the most attention for the iPhone 17 Air, which is only 5.5mm thick and will be the smallest iPhone ever. It's also replacing the iPhone 17 Plus, which was a popular phone. We also know that the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max will get a lot of new features, such as a superior camera system with a 48-megapixel telephoto lens and an ultra-wide camera. And that includes how it looks and feels. Apple is also likely to show off a new Apple Watch Series 11 and Apple Watch Ultra 3 with big health improvements, such as the ability to check blood pressure. We're also anticipating the new AirPods Pro 3, but a new Apple TV 4K model could come later. With Apple unveiling the iPhone 17 Air this year, numerous reports indicate that it would replace the Plus model, introduced only 3 years ago. It looks like the Plus model didn't really sell well, and Apple may be betting that an ultra-skinny Air variant will be more lucrative. The Air model is reported to sport a slightly smaller 6.6-inch display compared to the 6.7-inch screen of the iPhone 16 Plus. However, the primary negative would be battery life, as the current Plus model has outstanding battery life, but the iPhone 17 Air might be significantly weaker. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max that I've been holding onto since its launch day. I have roughly 1,000 lightning cables I've accumulated over the years. I'm planning to break down and acquire an iPhone 17 Pro Max this year, as my phone is getting a bit long in the tooth. While it's thrilling, the notion of transitioning to USB-C and losing all those lightning cables is worrisome. If you're in the same boat, don't worry, because there are dozens of nice USB-C cables out there to select from, and it's easy to obtain the correct one for your needs. We know the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max camera bar will expand into a full-width camera bar across the top. All of the rumors agree on that point. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman weighs in on the material for the back, which has received contradicting rumors, maybe putting the speculation to bed. The back of the phones look different, including a new camera area that spans the entire length of the top third of the device, as well as a new cutout area on the bottom 2/3 of the phone that doubles as the wireless charging area. Gurman said in a Bloomberg post. How does that tell us about the phone's material? The aluminum and glass design leaks referenced a cutaway space on the bottom of the phone, so Gurman looks to be confirming support for those speculations. One of the more predominant speculations to develop concerning the iPhone 17 series is Apple's apparent plan to lower the size of the dynamic island. A recent post from McRumors has discovered a new leak from a previously unknown user on X. This person claims to have worked for the firm that makes iPhone screen covers and reports that Apple is decreasing the dynamic island to 1.5mm. As MacRumors mentions, this is an unknown source, so we would generally take this with a very significant grain of salt. However, with so many rumors suggesting the same, it becomes impossible to entirely hand-wave the thought. The majority of these reports also come from well-known sources, such as Jeff Poo, who said the iPhone 17 Pro Max could have a smaller dynamic island than the iPhone 17 Pro. We also witnessed comparable leaks come from sources like Digital Chat Station and Majinbu, with the former being well known as a credible source. Saying that, no leaker is correct 100% of the time, so it's going to be one of the primary design choices that we'll be keeping our eyes open for. There's a lot to be excited about when it comes to the iPhone 17 series, so much so that it's easy to get confused. To make things a bit easier, we've assembled a list of the top 5 rumored modifications coming for the iPhone 17's display. The first item that we're expecting to see is a smaller dynamic island, as well as the inclusion of a new sort of technology that could increase power efficiency. There are also hints that, while the screens may not be brighter, they will be able to sustain the peak brightness for considerably longer while outside. We've also read reports that Apple could expand the entire display size to 6.3 inches. While that's only 0.15 inches bigger than the iPhone 16, it's still an increase and won't have too much of an influence on the small iPhone design. When the iPhone 16 arrived, it added a new button of sorts dubbed Camera Control. Unlike the Action button before it, Camera Control is a touch-sensitive button designed for accessing various camera functionalities. It was generally considered as a divisive inclusion, but a rumor claims that the iPhone 17 could be the last in the series to have it. According to the speculation, limited utilization of the camera control and the expense connected with the parts could be driving Apple's decision to sunset the function after the iPhone 17. We've tested out the camera control on the iPhone 16, and while it gives users that true-to-life experience of snapping a shot with a physical button, we didn't find it as useful or straightforward to use. However, it would be a great surprise if Apple ends up eliminating it in future models, considering how much research and development has gone into it. We all know what images look like at their top zoom capabilities, but ProRes Zoom works its magic to generate stunning shots. Take a look at the before and after photographs of this in action, as ProRes Zoom adds detail to the photo. What began off as a grainy zoom photo turned out to look like it was caught by the primary camera at a much closer distance. While there are claims regarding the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max getting an enhanced telephoto camera, with some reports indicating an up to an 8x optical zoom, we're intrigued if Apple will follow Google's lead by leaning on AI for help. Apple Intelligence features were sparse in the iOS 26 public beta release, but the company could be waiting for its future event to unveil even more. We truly hope Apple can answer with a functionality comparable to ProRes Zoom. Apple was a touch late to the wireless charging game, but since then, it's arguably done more for the feature than anybody else. QI2 only really exists because of MagSafe, after all. But it's always been lacking one essential thing: the ability to wirelessly charge devices using your phone. While that might change with iPhone 17 Pro, with reports saying reverse wireless charging could finally make its debut, but only on the Pro models, not the iPhone 17 or 17 Air. That way you could charge up AirPods or even other iPhones without having to use a cable or a charging pad, which can prove incredibly useful if you're in a pinch. One of the interesting new features of iOS 26 is Call Screen, which will handle phone calls on your behalf to screen if they're authentic or not. Think of it as the first line of defense for spammers. We've tested out iOS 26 Call Screen against Android 16's Call Screen featured using Android 16. Although Call Screen on iPhone works fine, it's definitely not as good as the Pixel's Call Screen feature. We're hoping that Apple Intelligence could polish it up in time for the iPhone 17. Strangely enough, Call Screen is actually a progression of live voicemail, but if Apple Intelligence were to somehow be merged with it, we'd love to have the same contextual awareness as the Pixel's Call Screen feature. So, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more tech news. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.